There should be some great action there. Missouri's got a lot of really highly ranked wrestlers. So for Lehigh coming out in this match, we have Bryan Meyer. He's ranked number 24, 9-3. A chance for Lehigh to pick up its second win of the duel, not having to face Whitlake, who's ranked 5th nationally and is a returning All-American. We'll see how Harper does. It's first time out on the big stage, if you will, for him. I don't believe he's wrestled the duel before. I know he hasn't this year at home.
He's from Manhattan,
Kansas.
Yeah, Manhattan, Kansas.
Former Big 12, Big 8 wrestling member back in the 70s, and before they dropped the sport. They had a wrestler named Wayne Jackson back then who qualified for the national tournament, but they didn't want to pay his way, so he hitchhiked. He hitchhiked to Ames, Iowa so he could compete in the NCAA tournament.
That's commitment.
Yes, it is. So no score yet, just feeling each other out. Harper, as you see, wearing a long, looks like an elastic bandage more than a heavy brace on his right knee and leg. I'm not sure what he's protecting there, but seems to be moving okay. By the way, a guy we'll remember from here was on the Lehigh staff for 2 years, and that was heavyweight Steve Mocco, who was on Santoro's staff for a couple of years.
Yes, he was. And, of course, Ray was the benefit of that, I believe. Workout partner.
Let's see, what do we have? Blood, just a blood timeout.
They had
blood in the nose.
They had a strong regional training center program. Of course, Lehigh's right there in the Lehigh Valley, one of the
hotbeds of high school wrestling.
Hotbeds of high school wrestling, that's right.
Well, if you go to Penn State, Lehigh, or all the smaller ones like East Stroudsburg and some of those others, Wilkes-Barre and who am I leaving out? Pitt. You got a lot of high school wrestlers to pick from.
They do, and of course New Jersey, they're sitting on the border there.
Right.
A couple of great states that produce a lot of youth recruits for college.
So again, a little difference in body types, as Meyer's pretty solid and strong looking in the upper body. Harper more rangy. So 1:15 left in the first. No score. Just a little bleeding timeout. And for those of you who aren't sure, there's not a time limit in college on bleeding. It's not part of the 1:30, minute 30 of injury timeout. So I guess until you just bleed out, you could still wrestle. Hopefully that's never happened. But they do give you longer. Whereas high school rules, you got there's 5-minute bleeding time rule if you can't continue after 5 minutes. And if it goes that long, obviously there's something pretty serious going on. Both guys still feeling each other out. Not a real serious shot yet by either man, and only 27 seconds left in the first. Nothing too dramatic happening right now. Harper caught Myers, made him react. And by the way, it's Myers singular. I don't know why I said Myers. M-E-Y-E-R. First period ends, no score, and not really much action.
Their defenses are better than their offense.
That's right. I'm actually a proponent of a double stall warning at some point in the first period. If neither man has made any kind of a serious takedown attempt, I have no problem with the double stall warning. I don't like that rule when they made it mandatory. You had to warn somebody at the end of a scoreless first, because sometimes there was some action there, just nobody scored. Myers' choice, chooses bottom.
He had that hand isolated. That's when you want to run your hips out. He's trying to get it isolated and get his hips out, and he does there.
So good escape by Meyer. He takes the lead, 1-0. We're at 165. Oklahoma State leading the duel 15-3. So Lehigh, if it were to pull the upset, would have to really finish strongly and beat at 174, 84, 97. They'd have to be 3 straight higher-ranked wrestlers who are highly ranked in the nation. And of course, Lehigh is favored heavyweight. Still nobody really too serious on their feet.
No, neither one has been able to get to the other person's leg,
and they really haven't tried that hard. Doesn't seem to be like just hand fighting mostly.
Their penetration is lacking in this match, at least.
Collar ties, hand fighting, try to control the elbow, and that's pretty much been it so far. Final 27 seconds of the second, and there still has not been a serious takedown attempt. We'll see what Meyer's strategy is. If it stays this way, he'll be on top. Is he going to try to ride it out, or will he?
No, he'll be on bottom in the third.
Oh, yeah, he already escaped. Beg your pardon. So will Whitlake?
Not Whitlake.
Harper subbing for Whitlake. See what his strategy is. Try to go for reverses. Just try to escape. Does Meyer want to try to let him go, or does he want to ride and turn? A ride out and just win on riding time, so we'll find out. 1-0.
Well, he looked confused on what position he wanted, so it does make you wonder if he's got the ability or capabilities of getting off bottom.
Well, they'll have time to talk about it because there's some more blood on Meyer. So John Smith and Zach Esposito go out there to visit with him, and what are you going to try here? And again, let's see if a more powerful upper body guy in this match can control on the mat like what happened in the last match. So Harper does choose bottom. Spiral ride there, thrown in by Meyer immediately. And he looks pretty serious, like he wants to ride. A tight waist, no, spiral ride again, and on the right side. See if he wants to throw in the legs.
Well, it tells me here that he had a little bit of doubt on whether or not to go down. And you can see why. He doesn't get his hips out real well. And if you're not able to move your hips off bottom, you're going to have a tough time scoring.
Meyer just firmly in control right now. Harper's not really had a good move to even get close to an escape. Riding time is 32 seconds and climbing. Now Harper does get to his feet. Trying to turn back in, that did nothing. I think he realizes he got some problems right here. And knowing John Smith, he wants these younger guys, even if they're not good on bottom, to take bottom and get good on bottom. He's not going to let you say, well, I'm going to go neutral because I'm not good on bottom. No, you're going down. You're going to learn how to get off bottom.
You spend the whole season trying to learn to get off bottom if you don't know how. And if you're wrestling for Coach Smith, and he's going to use that season to get you to a proficiency level that you're going to need at the NCAA tournament.
So still firm control, the riding time up to 125 for Meyer, and it's, of course, it is cinched. So he's up 2-0 in effect. It doesn't look like it's going to change. And Bryan Meyer rides it out and wins this match 2-0 on an escape and riding time. He had 1:42 riding time. So the Mountain Hawks pick up their second victory of the duel. So the score, 15-6 in favor of Oklahoma State. Dennis Plott comes out for the Cowboys next.